Dvijahh, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if I've added here for the very first time. Okay, so today we'll be reacting to growing up in the Philippines as a Korean, my story. Yes, we have reacted to a Japanese visiting Philippines and loving it like so much. And now we have someone who's grown up in the Philippines and is a Korean. And it is by Jessica Lee. So yeah, let's get it started. Before that, I hope you have subscribed to my channel and click the notification bell which is right next to it so don't miss out any further updates. You can follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All the links will be in the description box. Also, if you want a shout out, yes, you have to be my patron, and again the link will be in the description box. Not just you get a shout out, but you unleash a lot of different benefits, and just you can go down and click there. It doesn't cost anything. You can just go and see if you feel like supporting me in any way. If you don't want to, you can just go back, you know, it doesn't charge anything. Anyway, and also I really want to thank our latest patron, John Kevin Reeves. Thank you so much. And Ganabondo, our little bit of older patron now, he's a senior. Okay, also one more thing, sorry it's getting long but I can't help it, I need to say what needs to be done. Thank you so much Santo Banerjee, he is from Kolkata, and beautiful berry, sending him beautiful berry goods. Thank you so much. This was sent to him as a fan gift and I absolutely love it. It's so soft. Yesterday I wore the blue one, today I'm wearing the green one. It's just so beautiful. I have two more beanies, but of course it's hot right now, so in winter, yes, in winter I'm gonna wear them, and I love it so much. Just to tell you that I love it so much. Anyway, let's just get started. Growing up in the Philippines as a Korean, my story, Jessica Lee's story, Jessica's story. Okay. It was posted very recently. That's good. Let's just get it all the way back. Today laptop is acting up like extremely bad. It usually does, but today it's the worst. And my hair too, but it's a natural phenomenon. You know that, I say that every time. Play. No. It doesn't work out. Okay, all the way back again. Hopefully, play.
When was the happiest moment of your life? This is the question that I get asked for several times in my life. To answer this question, I must go back to the day when I first visited the Philippines, when I was a playful, wild, and adventurous 9-year-old kid who came to the Philippines to learn English.
Hey guys, it's here. In celebration of National Foundation Day in Korea last October 3, the Korean Cultural Center took a part in the Philippine Star newspaper to raise awareness about both countries, Korea and the Philippines, friendship. Thankfully, I was able to take a part in this project by writing a few words about my experience of living and studying in the Philippines for about 9 years. Yes, you guys heard it right.
Wow.
I was on newspaper, the Filipino newspaper.
Wow.
So thank you so much to you guys for making this happen for me, and also the Korean Cultural Center as well. Now I'd like to discuss more about why I really consider the Philippines as a second home.
It was the winter of 2009 when I first flew to the Philippines. It was a very special trip for me.
Such cute pictures.
It was my first time going outside of Korea, and also first time riding a plane. I was also excited to try the famous mangoes for the first time, as mangoes are something that I only saw in pictures or on TV.
Really?
But college,
we get a lot of mangoes here, but mango is my favorite fruit.
This is where I first settled in the Philippines. Most of my childhood memories and the happiest moments of my life linger there. This is how my classroom in the English Academy looked like. We called this room cubicles, where we had one-on-one teachers. The idea of a teacher for me was someone who I had to look up to and obey to unconditionally, until I met my English teachers in Bacolod. I remember that they treated me with full respect, compassion, and warmth, despite me being the foreign kid who never opened her mouth because I did not know how to speak in English fluently by then. my teachers would try hard to communicate with me by bringing up subjects or topics that I would be interested in, which was food.
So
They would get me
food is life.
Filipino
I
snacks
agree.
and candies like
I agree.
Milo and Max. Street
Ooh.
foods like banana
Menthol.
cue, buko juice, even pancit canton and more. Some teachers would even pack
I would
some
love to
food
react to
from their
Filipino
home
street
just to
food,
share
though.
it with me.
Or
By
watch
the
it at
time,
least.
though, I didn't even realize that what I tried were Filipino food. Food was just food, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed everything because it was just so delicious. I also enjoyed being able to swim in the sun every single day. Because me and my brother loved swimming, we even
Me
had
too.
a swimming coach who taught us how to
Ooh.
swim. And yes, because of that, I was always suffering from sunburn.
Oh,
Through food
happens.
and playing, I got really close to my teachers to a point that we would hang out outside of the English Academy. One
Wow.
time, my mom and my teachers prepared a surprise birthday party for me where I had an amazing time.
wow.
It was not simply
That is
about
on another
making
level.
a formal relationship with my teachers as a teacher and a student. It was about
Yes.
forming an intimate bond with them as human beings. There were teachers who my family was specifically close to, like nuns and unis. They are basically
Unis.
my ates. They would sometimes invite us to their houses for parties and get-togethers. By the time I was on the top of the world when I would get invited to Nan's house on the weekends. Her family was not the most prosperous, but rich in spirit and full
Exactly.
of the joys of the spring. They always welcomed me with open hearts and offered me the best things.
She had to do the we
Delicious
sign she
food,
did it like this,
a
not
warm
this.
bed, and most importantly, their precious time. I experienced
Yes.
my very first Filipino parties at her house, like on Christmas or New Year's Eve. This was the time when I realized for the first time in my life why people party. Bonding, sharing good food, dancing, singing karaoke, playing
These type of
games,
parties I
and
appreciate,
having fun
unlike the
together.
ones that
Her
just
family and neighbors
are weird
taught me
sometimes.
what it means to feel
Nowadays,
pure
actually.
happiness.
Interacting with my Filipino teachers there in the most genuine way, I just saw myself fitting in the environment in the most natural way. They, my teachers, are the ones who fed my spirits as a child. They are the ones who just
I thought it was
never
gonna be like
failed to make
you
me
know,
happy.
As
it's
time
really
passed by,
emotional.
my family decided to move to the Philippines permanently in the year
Oh,
of
amazing.
Before me and my brother's
That's
school
amazing.
year started, our family spent a lot of time with this Filipino family we met through our swimming coach. They were from Silay, and they helped my mom a lot with all the paperwork to settle in the Philippines. Me and my
Oh.
brother joined our coach's swimming team representing the city of Silay. With the family of the members of the swimming team, I made lots of unforgettable memories, traveling to different places, sharing each other's hobbies, and more. We bonded
is
as
important.
if we were a real family.
Really.
This is also the time when I naturally learned about the major characteristics of Filipino culture. Well, not only learned, but actually practiced it. I
Adapted
was
in a
already
way.
a part of the Philippine society. I will never forget my first day of my school in La Salle, Bacolod. Oh, the uniform. I really hated how it looked like, but I got used to it as time
It's not
passed by.
that bad. You should have
First,
seen our
I had a hard
uniforms.
time at my school because my English wasn't great. But as I became good
You
friends
learn.
with my classmates, the barrier of language wasn't a problem anymore. At some point, my friends would just talk to me in Ilonggo because I was able to understand it. Also, I was a part of a wide social circle in my school because thanks to my Silay swimming team, I got to become a swimming varsity of my school. I made friends with swimmers from other schools through
amazing.
this opportunity, and most importantly, I met this person. He was my new swimming coach in La Salle, Coach Guangko, who would always make funny
Guangko.
jokes to me to make me feel comfortable, as I was quite scared of him at first. As I got close to him, I remember I would always compare my height with him, waiting for the day I would get taller than him.
And I don't want to sugarcoat all my words and say that everything about the Philippines was about the joys of the spring.
Just like every other student, I had my ups and downs in my school life. I had crushes, MUs, if you know
Of
what
course.
it is, haters,
No.
And
What
one
is
time,
MU?
I even got bullied. I can go on and on about all the elementary days drama, but I will stop here because if then, this video will last for more than an hour. After my sixth grade graduation in 2013, my family went back to Korea during our summer vacation. And this is the time when I unexpectedly began my K-pop trainee journey. The rest of my family went back to Philippines in June of the same year while I stayed in Korea with my dad. To learn more about my K-pop journey, please refer to this video.
How I became a K-pop idol.
I went back to Philippines
She's an idol?
2015,
sorry, I haven't heard of her, but
anymore. Our family moved to the Manila area. Manila was a whole new world compared to Bacolod. They spoke in Tagalog, which had a stronger tone compared to a softer Ilonggo. When I first went to Makati, I could not believe how different it was from Bacolod again. The time when I went to an international school by grade 9, I suddenly started to think about the social environment of the Philippines, which was the enormous gap between the rich and the poor. I look at my right, I see shabby towns and children begging me for money in the streets. I look at my left, I see a fancy village with house gates as tall as the palm trees. I got confused. Also, being in this kind of environment made me ask fundamental questions about life. This was the time when I got interested about the Filipino society and started to study its history and culture more deeply.
How well the video is made, I don't appreciate that. She has broken down it so well.
After completely quitting my K-pop journey in Korea. At the same time, I also got into the modeling industry in the Philippines. If you are curious on how I got my modeling journey started in the Philippines, please refer to this video over here.
Commercial modeling in the Philippines.
Industry, and I also got to start my own YouTube channel. I was able to get several work opportunities where I learned not only even more deeply about the Filipino society and the culture, but
she lives in the Philippines now, I think.
Being at work in a professional manner. The beginning of my work life in the Philippines allowed me to immerse myself into the Filipino society even more. And at the same time, I also noticed myself getting more attached to the country because of how interesting the country was. You know,
also, she grew up here. She's always very emotional.
Personality and all that. It was,
what did I say?
I would say one of the most unique countries that I know of.
My high school life in my new home in the Philippines was indeed a memorable one. I was welcomed by another great community of people, experienced the ups and downs of my life again, but this time with such thing as consciousness, as I was no longer the foreign kid who knew nothing about the Philippines. One of the most memorable moments of my high school days is when I organized this mural project at a local village in the Philippines. You can check out this.
How old has she? She had this YouTube channel because she has everything documented. It's very difficult.
March of 2020, I finally graduated my high school in the Philippines. At some point of my life in the Philippines, and also whenever I visited in Korea, I noticed myself considering the Philippines as my second home. By home, I mean a safe place that brings me comfort and a sense of belonging, a place of growth where I can learn to become a better version of myself.
I love this guy's date.
Where I could always return to my truest self.
Whether I want the Philippines to be my second home or not, it will undeniably
stay with
remain as my second home. And I also want it to be my home as well. Mostly because as how this video started, if someone comes to me and asks, when was the happiest moment of your life? I am immediately going to think of my time in the Philippines. Right? So this was a pretty much very summarized story.
Really summarized. It could have been elongated. I'd be fine with it.
For around half her life. I would like to thank you guys again for your love and support always. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
Aww. Bye. Hey, I do that too. I really love and appreciate the way she made this video. It was so nicely put. It's not easy to do that. and of course everything, the feel, everything was so genuine. I absolutely loved it. Sorry I didn't speak much, but well, that's naturally me. If you are new to my channel, if you are not new to my channel, you know I don't really talk much unless and until I have a lot of stories to say. With the similar thing where here I did not have anything like that, so I was just like, wow, oh, understandable the whole time. But yeah, every country again has its pros and cons. Even though I was born and raised in India and I'm Indian myself, I was still bullied. So it doesn't really have to do much with the foreign kids or something like that, or being foreign. Sometimes it's just people. Just there are people like that. And all this video just makes me even more like just super curious and intrigued about the country more and more. Just how warm the environment would be for everyone to feel this comfortable and so homely and wholesome. Can't wait, of course, to go. Really genuinely can't wait to go. Just crossing my fingers. So I hope I can really generate that much of money that I can actually visit there, and all these things can die down so that we can enjoy and move around freely and meet a lot of people, a lot of you guys there. And even just the local Filipinos, I am dying to do that. I've been saying that since a very long time, but yeah, hopefully we can do that. Yes, I really enjoyed this video. I was expecting it to be similar to the video I saw before, as I said, but of course it was a very emotional and a whole different perspective and genre of it, and I loved it. Nevertheless, I loved it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye berries. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I really did. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye berries.